A brand new episode of Max Talks Box Office here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinnenberg. I'm going to break down the final box office weekend here in the month of November, which was the 28th to the 30th, 2025. We're going to look at the overall numbers domestic and worldwide for the year 2025 and also tell you all the movies hitting theaters in the month of December, the final month of 2025. So my name is Max Dinnenberg. Welcome back, everyone, to Max Talks Movies. If you're new guys to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I'm trying to get to 400 subscribers by the end of 2025, and here we are. It is the final month. We have been growing really quickly, but it really mean a lot to me to get to that 400 number by the end of 2025. So please subscribe, ring the bell. I do movie, TV show reviews, this show, award show breakdowns, out of theater reactions, movie franchise rankings. I do it all. Please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new. Comment down below. What did you see in theaters this past weekend? What are you going to see this upcoming weekend? Love hearing your guys' movie theater experiences. And also, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. So, I accidentally had that Zootopia 2 background. I'm going to put it up in just a second. So, let's get started, guys, with the domestic box office. I'm just going to do the 3-day overall. I'll talk about some 4-day, 5-day numbers in a second. Let's get to the numbers for the 3-day weekend, which was the 28th to the 30th. And as you can see, originally behind me, Zootopia 2 was the #1 movie of the weekend. It made $96.8 million for the 3-day opening. Overall, though, it's up to 156 million domestic. One of the biggest, obviously, openings of the weekend. Of the year. Now, again, it's tough to compare it because this movie, again, released technically on a Tuesday night, Wednesday release because Thanksgiving is on Thursday. So it has a 5-day release for this calendar. But the movie opened to over 500 million worldwide. And that is because it broke the record in China for one of the biggest openings ever for an American movie in China, that it grossed $225 million in China. It broke the single day China record. The movie made over 100 million on Saturday in China, which broke the record, which was held by Avengers Endgame. Now, the movie is already up to $556 million worldwide. This is an absolute massive success, and Zootopia 2 is going to join the billion-dollar club. Now, the first film, which came out in 2016, which is crazy that a sequel 9 years later is such an improvement, but Zootopia 1 opened to $75 million for a 3-day opening, and it made $1 billion. This movie is going to make well over $1 billion, and Disney continues to own Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving week for families, because obviously it's had movies like Encanto do very well. But even last year, Moana 2 opened on this same release date, week after Wicked, and as well as the Thanksgiving movie, and Moana 2 made $1 billion. So Disney Animation always owns this date, and they're going to continue. They have an original film named Hexed that's coming out next year. And everyone at Disney, when Bob Iger came back and took over the company a couple years ago after his brief stint away, he preached about sequels and all these things, and everyone complained, why do we need sequels to all of these movies? But Bob Iger, like him or not, or you like Disney or not, these sequels have done really well, especially on the animation side. Inside Out 2, Moana 2, billion-dollar movies. And if you remember Moana 2, Moana 2 was originally, it was completely shot for a TV show. But when Bob Iger returned to Disney, he said, yeah, you guys got to cut that together and make it a movie. And while a lot of people complain about the quality of Moana 2, the thing you can't complain about is that movie made well over $1 billion. So from a money perspective, that was a massive success. We have Toy Story 5 coming out next year. We have Incredibles 3 coming out in later years. Tons of sequels. Will not stop. I'm sure we're going to get more films in the Zootopia franchise. So clearly it's working. For many people who are complaining about sequelitis currently in Hollywood, for Disney, it is just paying off in a lot of different ways, especially on the animated front. The movie has very good audience and critic scores. People seem like unanimously really enjoy Zootopia 2. The fact that it's already crossed $500 million in just 5 days is amazing. So this movie should gross $1 billion, and everyone craps on Disney. And again, this has been a great year for Warner Brothers, but when Zootopia 2 crosses $1 billion, again, it will be the second American film this year to make $1 billion, and the other one was another Disney film in Lilo and Stitch. And also, Disney still has Avatar Fire and Ash coming out in a couple of weeks. So every year, people always doubt Disney, and by the end of the year, they are the ones laughing at everyone with their $1 billion movies. So Zootopia 2 is at number one. Wicked for Good is in second place, but took a 57% drop in its second weekend, made 62.8 million for the 3 day. Its current overall totals is 270 right now. 270 domestic. Wicked for Good. This is not a good drop for this movie. And the reason why is the first film last year only dropped 27%, which was an unbelievable drop. But Wicked for Good, as I'm trying to make sure I have the worldwide numbers correct before I continue on here. Yeah, Wicked for Good's up to 393 worldwide. The first film got to 726 worldwide. And everyone thought Wicked for Good could be a $1 billion movie. Now, this week probably confirms the fact that this movie will not come close to $1 billion. The question is, can it even reach 726 million, which is what the first film was last year? That means this movie still needs another 320 million worldwide to get there, and I just don't see that happening. The movie took a 30% worse drop a year later, and I think this movie obviously is more divisive, least not as rewatchable as the first film. The songs aren't as catchy as the first film, and that just hurts rewatchability. The fact that not as many people like this movie, and not as many people find the songs as catchy. Even defenders of the movie also know that these songs are not as good as the first film. And again, that all comes into play when you're trying to rewatch a movie. Now, some people say, well, Wicked for Good, of course, it had a 57% drop. It's going up against Zootopia 2. But as I said earlier, Wicked 1 went up against Moana 2 last year and still only dropped 27%. Now, again, did that mean that Wicked 1 got to $1 billion? No. Moana 2 got to $1 billion. And Wicked for Good obviously will not get to $1 billion. Now, there's always been all of this talk about sequels for Wicked. I might hold off on it because a lot of the complaints have been, especially about the original music in the movie, a lot more divisive of a film, both critics and audience-wise. And this movie will not be as big of a success as the first film. So we're going to keep tracking Wicked for Good. There isn't major family competition until Avatar, which comes out in a couple weeks. So we'll see if Wicked can slide into a comfortable third and fourth weeks in theaters. That's going to be very important to tell if this movie will gross more than the first film. I wouldn't bet on it right now. But again, we're only 2 weeks in. But this movie, everyone really wanted it to get to $1 billion. It's not going to be a $1 billion movie. Look at Zootopia 2. In just 5 days, it's made 156 million more, and Wicked's been in theaters for a week more. So that's where we're at right now. In third place this weekend is Now You See Me, Now You Don't. It dropped 21% in its third weekend. $7 million, 49 million domestic. This is definitely going to be a franchise low domestic, but again, this movie did very surprisingly well, way better than Running Man. We're going to get to Running Man in a second. But Nice Steve is not an overly, like, completely slam dunk success, but I think they're making another one as well. The fourth one's in development from Lionsgate, so they're not really going to stop making Nice Steve movies. Weird release day as it came right before a couple big blockbusters. We'll see if it gets a better release date whenever we get the fourth film in the franchise. Predator Badlands is at number 4. It dropped 26.7%, 4.8 million, 85 million domestic. Again, this movie's on track to be the highest grossing Predator movie, but again, the Predator franchise at this point is a low bar. But while it is a low bar, this movie is still a win for the Predator franchise. It isn't a grand slam like a lot of us thought this movie could be at the beginning of November, where it could really shift the mainstream back interest in the Predator franchise. I'm not sure. This is still definitely a niche brand for Disney, but again, Alien and Predator are successful niche franchises, and they're going to continue on at Disney for a while. And The Running Man dropped another 35%, 3.7 million, only $34 million domestic. The budget is 110. This is not good at all for Paramount. Glenn Powell, again, I'm a Glenn Powell person, but we need to pump the brakes on him being a certified movie star. This movie's practically a bomb here at this point. And his next film from A24 doesn't really look that promising either. Glenn Powell needs a win quickly. No one really watched Chad Powers. No one really saw this movie in theaters. His A24 movie looks even more niche than Running Man. So I think at this point, if I'm Glenn Powell, I go for an easy win. If it's an IP, something like that, to get back in the good graces. Because again, we're still looking for that movie star. I don't think Glenn Powell is there at this point. Let's look at the overall domestic numbers here domestically in the United States and Canada for this year. Minecraft at 1, Lilo and Stitch at 2, Superman 3, Jurassic World Rebirth at 4, Sinners 5, Fantastic Four, First Steps at 6, How to Train Your Dragon 7, Captain America Brave New World at 8, we have Mission Impossible Final Reckoning at 9. Thunderbolts is at 10. Again, by the time I talk to you next week, Zootopia 2 will be in the top 10. It's at 156, which puts it at number 13 domestically for the whole year, just in 5 days. So it'll be squarely in the top 10 as we continue on. We haven't had a change to this chart for months, but we will starting next week. Looking at the overall worldwide numbers this year, Lilo and Stitch, so far, only $1 billion movie of the year. That will change in the coming weeks. Minecraft at 3, Jurassic World Rebirth at 4, Demon Slayer 5, How to Train Your Dragon at 6, F1 at 7, Superman at 8, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning at 9, and already the 10th biggest movie of the year in just 5 weekends is Zootopia 2. It's probably going to be squarely, probably in the top 6 by the time I talk to you guys next week. This is a massive success and will be Disney's second billion-dollar movie of the year. So as always, as we start a new month, because it is December 1st, as I'm talking to you today, that means we have a full new slate of new movies hitting theaters. I'm going to break down all the movies now hitting theaters for the whole month of December. So coming up this weekend, the big movie is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Big success a couple years ago, not as much hype for this upcoming sequel. It is a weird release date for a horror movie. We'll see if Five Nights at Freddy's is a real franchise for Blumhouse or they should have pumped the brakes after the first film. We also have the whole bloody affair cut of Kill Bill. It's the first time ever because, again, Tarantino did not want to make Kill Bill 2 separate movies. He shot them back to back. The studio forced him to make 2 separate movies. So this is the first time ever that a full cut of both combined Kill Bill films, which is over 4.5 hours, will be in theaters this weekend, getting a lot of buzz. We'll see if that movie does well. And Hammett, which came out in limited release last weekend, goes wide this upcoming weekend as well. On December the 12th, the only major movie coming out that weekend is Ella McKay. That's an awards movie possibility. We'll see with Emma Mackey, directed by James L. Brooks. We'll see if that movie does any damage as well. Heading into December 19th, and that is where we get Avatar, Fire and Ash, 2 of the most successful movies of all time. Avatar always gets doubted. We'll see how Avatar, Fire and Ash does. Also coming out that weekend is The Housemaid. Sydney Sweeney back in a big movie in theaters. Amanda Seyfried, directed by Paul Feig. We'll see if The Housemaid does any damage as counter-programming to Avatar, Fire and Ash. SpongeBob from Paramount. The SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants also comes out that weekend and hitting limited release on the 19th is This Thing On? The Bradley Cooper movie starring Will Arnett and Laura Dern. My review for that movie is already on the channel. That movie comes out December 19th. Hitting theaters on Christmas Day on the 25th. We have Marty Supreme. That's the A24 film starring Timothy Chalamet. Big Oscar frontrunner movie. That's coming out on the 25th. Anaconda, starring Paul Rudd and Jack Black, is coming out on Christmas. Song Sung Blue is coming out on Christmas Day. That's a movie starring Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson. And another awards movie hitting on Christmas Day is The Testament of Anne Lee, starring Amanda Seyfried. That movie I also already have a review for here on the channel. So tons of movies coming out here to wrap up 2025. Let's get to 400 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in another video very soon.